Good evening for definitely the first time this evening, and welcome to the Legends of Valcia. I am Lamachomp. I will be playing Harbeck Ironfest, the mighty drunken dwarf. Above me is Eversor, whose picture is now frozen and not a... Oh no, now it's a spinning white circle. Good.
Hey, great. I am Eversor. I will be playing Brieg, the more than a little bit crazy gnomish arcane trickster.
Right above him is Babs.
Hi, I will be playing Din Blade, the human ranger who was raised by wolves.
Across from her is Flick.
I will be playing Tabrin, the human that is a little bit impulsive. Okay, a lot of bit impulsive, attention-grabbing, magic-y guy.
And last but not least, in the top corner with the green background, is the ever-splendiferous Lolash.
Splendiferous? I don't know about that.
I got stuck in the middle of that sentence and I needed a word, and that was the word that happened.
Splendiferous works perfectly. Well, I'm the dungeon master, so it's my responsibility to craft a lovely, fluid, exciting world for the party to adventure through and eventually die in. I mean,
Succeed at saving.
Emerge victorious from.
Yes, that's exactly what.
A universe to save.
Yes, a universe to save. So this evening we're going to do a bit of a recap, a slightly longer one to catch people up if they've missed any of the most recent sessions. And it's going to be done by Brieg and Tiny Baby.
Yeah, Tiny Baby Sore is going to join me doing the recap. Okay, so going back a while, we all met on a boat. It was a long time ago. And since then, we've been traveling around together and have discovered that some ancient evil goddess, Sarath, is coming back and doing bad things, and her servants have been running around, and we have been fighting them. Most recently, our fight against them and our quest to figure out exactly who they are and what is happening has brought us to the free lands of Amaris, where we have been traveling around evading some elves from Thakon that are hunting Brieg, and having adventures and misadventures. One of those adventures took us into the mouth of a giant statue, following some people that we think maybe were servants of Sarath. And Baby Sore is leaving now.
I wasn't paying attention. You're looking up. Did he just fly away?
Yeah.
Have you had the first generation of superheroes? Is that what's happening?
Yes. My baby is patient zero.
It's like a magic baby, kind of like a magic rope. Just
Right.
Magic baby rope.
So we were
creepy.
in this crazy dungeon thing that was in the mouth of a giant ancient statue, and we were hunted there by the elves, and we were trying to escape, and then there were elves, and it was awful. So instead, we found this little teleportation thing, and then we teleported, and when we arrived at some random point in the forest, our dragonkin cleric Rogar was no longer with us.
Which is why there's like a
really know what
space over
happened to him.
there with no camera in it.
Right. So yeah, that's why we're down one. He just disappeared when we all teleported away, and that was sad for a minute. But then we decided that maybe he's fine, and there wasn't really anything we could do about it anyway. So hopefully he's fine. And then we determined that we should head to Alisar, which is a big ancient temple in the Freelands of Amaris, and we were hoping that we would find some answers at the temple at Alisar. On our way there, we had some adventures with a weird disappearing manor, and the Duke. I'm gonna pick Duke that lived there, who was a terrible person that we think may have been ripping the souls out of the people that visited him and putting them in animated suits of armor or something. It was bad. We fought him. There was a vampire, and then as we were running away / deciding what to do about that evil manor, it disappeared, taking away our options. So then we just left again, because that's what we do with our problems. We just leave. Then we arrived
At least
at
we're
Alisar.
consistent.
We filed them away. We're coming back. We're going to deal with him once we've saved the rest of the world, I think.
Right.
Priorities.
So we arrived at...
We gave the
At
file
Alisar.
to the Binks, right?
Yeah.
You know, if we
he's-
don't save the universe, he would also be dealt with. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey!
That's a valid point. Yeah.
Fair enough. So we arrived at Alisar, and we were stopped on the road by a dragonborn and a bird person. And they said, you can't come in here because you don't have scales or feathers. Like, you're way too pink to come to Alisar. So we were kind of surprised to learn that Alisar is apparently only welcoming to the more bestial of the civilized peoples. But we were able to thoroughly confuse the guards to the point that one of them agreed to arrange a meeting with his elder because he thought his elder would get a kick out of our very disjointed story about what had happened so far. We had a meeting with that elder, and we learned all sorts of interesting things, including the fact that Brieg recently had a dream where he spoke, dream, vision, experience, wherein he spoke to the deity that he is housing a portion of in his broken little gnome brain. Yeah. So we talked to this ancient elder bird dude about a number of things, including an artifact, a ring that was very important to his people that has some control over the element of air. And then we proceeded to not give it back to him because we're kind of somewhere between jerks and think that we're really important because we have to save the world. So maybe we need it more than you. But he was kind enough to he was kind enough to give us permission to enter the temple, which we did, and then we proceeded to wander around confusedly looking for clues for like 2 hours of last session. So you should definitely go back and watch that because it was awesome.
There's a lot of really cool information there. The temple itself was so...
Yeah, the temple is awesome. I don't know why we thought that it was going to have answers for us. It clearly does not. But that, I mean, it was great fun. Or maybe
Sometimes
it does, we just don't
admiring
know what
architecture for
questions
2
are.
hours is what a party of adventurers needs in their downtime.
Absolutely.
Totally worth it.
But now we need to start some trouble and run away in terror, right?
That's the pattern. So maybe that's what this session holds. We'll find out.
So I think that the plan is to discover something terrible is happening, fight it but not defeat it, and then flee. That's kind of how we go.
And if we don't flee fast enough, it'll just disappear so that we...
So we flee better.
like all like waffling about what are we going to do about this guy that will obviously kill all of us, but we feel like we're the good guys and we have to deal with him.
Okay,
Poof.
so last week at the end of the session, Harbeck had pulled out a puzzle sphere, a weird thing that had been given to him by the Artificers Guild in
Like session
Via.
3.
It was like session 4, I think, which he has since abandoned and just forgotten about. Until this point, he spoke to Lyric, the birdman who's been chaperoning them around, the gate guard for the Temple of Alisar, and spoke kind of disjointedly about spheres and them belonging or being created here, and if there was anywhere that something like this might be supposed to be or is, and Lyric, after a few confused looks and some pondering, asked the party to follow him. And that's where we're going to be kicking the session off tonight. So let's get into it, I suppose. The party is being led down one of the spokes of the large Temple of Alisar, which is broken up into sort of 9 wedges, and they're being led down the wedge that they've sort of worked out that each of the wedges corresponds to an ethos, a belief system, or a metagaming, an alignment. The wedge they're currently heading down is the chaotic good wedge, and Lyric's leading them into the actual outer ring, which is an enclosed area of the temple. The central area of the temple is just one large open courtyard.
Is he taking us to one of the doors?
He is taking you inside the outer ring, so he's actually leading you inside.
I hope somebody woke me up for this.
A big, covered outer ring.
Yes. Yep. And
I'm going to pretend like somebody woke me up for this.
somebody did wake you up for this.
Somebody who has their wits about them, so probably Brig.
Probably Brig. The crazy gnome. He was definitely the person who would.
He's the best at paying attention to 7 things at once.
Yeah. Well, there's all of those extra people in his head to watch.
Yeah, I've got at least 3 people to divide the attention between, so it works out.
Makes sense. Lyric leads you in to a maze of twisting corridors and rooms, and is sort of weaving and ducking through the temple. And there's a few people paying attention to him and nodding in his general direction. It seems that he's at least known in the area. But after a short while, he stops at the top of a set of stairs that appear to be leading downwards.
After you?
I won't be heading down.
Will
turns-
you be?
He turns
Can
to
you tell us? Can you tell us what we should expect to find down there?
He turns to Harbeck. He says, "You mentioned the spheres.
Aye.
My mate, Trishek, she was obsessed by them. She believed that one of them was held beneath this very hall. Nobody who's ventured beyond this point has ever returned. She set off down these stairs a week ago. I haven't heard from her."
Well, dungeons
There's a
from
week's worth of
whence people
stairs?
have never returned. That's sort of our specialty.
I don't think I want to climb downstairs for a whole week.
I suspect the implication is that whatever is at the bottom of the stairs has kept her occupied, not that she has been walking downstairs continuously for an entire week.
Harbeck suddenly
Occupy.
forgets himself and sits down on the floor, leans his back against one side of the door to the stairs, and pulls out his notes from the puzzle sphere to see if any of the diagrams and drawings and examinations he did make any sense in the context of the layout and design of the temple. Like, he suddenly just, this idea popped into his head, and, he completely forgot what we were doing, and has sat down and entered what the party now recognizes as the, good luck getting Harbeck's attention state.
Roll a wisdom check, just an unskilled wisdom for me.
Sure. Ooh, both those dice are good.
Nice.
That's a pretty good roll. It's a pretty good roll. Lyric seems to be almost tearing up. He's obviously quite distraught about what has happened to his mate.
Brieg reassuringly pats his hand, wing, something, and says, "If she's down there, we'll bring her back."
Was that statement the result of Harbeck's wisdom check?
No.
Is that
the
okay?
result-
Because in character, Harbeck has totally forgotten Lyric exists.
Yeah. No, the wisdom check it's going to take a little bit of time to
Sure.
to look at things.
I was just if that was what I was noticing with my wisdom check, I wanted to respond to it. But if that's not it, Harbeck's going to keep
No.
Harbecking.
You have way too much of your self invested in Harbecking right now. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, fair enough. Good.
With that, he sort of looks down and smiles at you in the way that a knowing adult experiencing a tragedy would smile at a small child who had said something that brightened their day. And then he turns and leaves.
I don't think he believed me.
I'm not sure I
You
believe
did-
you.
you did
But let's
say
go.
All right.
I don't think I said anything that wasn't believable. If she's down there, we will bring her back.
What if
He doesn't believe that
she's
we'll
a
come
part
back.
of the
That's
wall?
the thing.
What if she's down there in a pile of dust? What if she's down there but she's turned into a corporeal being and we can't touch her? There are a lot of reasons that we wouldn't be able to bring her back.
Nope, we'll bring her back if she's down there.
Okay, let's go.
I
What if
think
I
you may be
hold
right,
it this
Tabarin.
way?
I just don't think he thinks we'll make it back.
That's fair.
Harbeck, what are you doing?
Brig
This
wanders over to
Just
Harbeck.
a second.
Brig walks over to Harbeck, who's sitting on the ground, looking at his notes and checking his sphere, and looking at his notes and checking his. And he sits down next to him, and then he leans over and sticks his head right up in between Harbeck's face and the ball that he's looking at, and gets his face right in Harbeck's face and says, "Harbeck, we have things to do."
Right, we got to figure out if the ball goes with the temple. You mean, there's the state, but we don't know enough yet.
I know you weren't paying attention, but I think that Lyric's friend has been missing for a week. She's down that flight of stairs. If we move quickly, our chances of finding her in some state that we can help.
She's
are
lived a
highly-
week. She'll
highly-
survive 30 more seconds. Give me a minute.
You're not
I
going to
think
be 30
she's-
seconds, Harbeck.
And with that, Harbeck, you realize something. You actually you have a eureka moment. The pattern on the sphere, you'd been thinking about it all wrong. You'd been thinking about it like a dwarf. Like the object was, in fact, a sphere. Whereas, if you think about it as a two-dimensional object, it actually makes perfect sense. And with a few light touches at various points on the surface of the sphere cracks open.
Told you 30 seconds. Was it actually filled with liquid? Did I just spill stuff everywhere?
No, there was no liquid in it.
Okay, because we thought at first that it was filled with water.
Yeah. No, there was no liquid in it. But inside of it, you do find a small piece of, rolled up parchment.
Okay, let's unroll that and read.
Okay. Are you reading it aloud, or are you reading it to
Well,
yourself?
I'm gonna read it to myself first, and then if it's relevant, we'll read it aloud to everyone.
Okay. Well, then I have to send you a message.
Sure. I'm very secretly hoping, Harbeck is so torn right now, because as he's unrolling it, he's like, maybe this is the Artificers Guild that I left and won't see again, and they will hate me. Or maybe this is actually relevant. Please don't just be the Artificers, but if it is, maybe I can go contact them again. I don't... so torn.
So Brig, I imagine, is still basically sitting in Harbeck's lap. and seeing that it actually worked, he's just left in, dumbstruck silence. I was sure that Harbeck was just going to waste another several hours. Could have been doing something useful.
That's what it says on the paper.
No. That is the most surprising combination of relevant and Artificers Guild that I could possibly... Well, Harbeck makes sure he still has his bracelet on, touches that a little, sticks the parchment in his pocket and says, "Let's see about these stairs," and marches right down the stairs.
Wait, Harbeck, what was it?
Come along, lad.
I'm following.
It was a note from people. It'll be great. They'll be here or something. I don't actually know. But we're in the right place, so this has got to be the right staircase. Come on, lad.
You've been carrying that thing for weeks.
Right, and I had to be here to
on
open
and
it.
off for. You must have spent, days worth of hours working on that thing. And at the end, all you have to say is, all right, let's go down the stairs.
Well, I know we're in the right place now. We've got to go.
Which is what we were doing anyway.
Well, right, I just expected something, more.
It's Harbeck. His favorite thing in the world is beer. Just come down the stairs.
Look, lad, it was a note. It says, hey, you're in Alisar. I had to be here to open it. This temple was the last bit of the puzzle. And now I know that we're in the right place. I don't know that we're in the right place for what, and I'm a bit curious, and I'd like to go down the stairs.
Didn't the lyric say his friend that went down there was all obsessed with those little ball contraptions too? So maybe there's more down there.
No, those are different spheres. I don't think this was one of them. I don't think that you could put a piece of parchment inside one of those spheres. Have you not heard of the Ochtrast?
The who to what?
Right, fair enough.
Gesundheit?
You might call it, like, the Orbs of Fate, or the Planar Spheres, or some other wrong name for them. Nothing.
You can roll an Arcana check if you're skilled in Arcana.
Okay.
What if I'm just really smart?
You actually can. Your character can. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was the wrong button. I meant this one.
Tabron, I take it that was a plus inspiration.
No, I forgot to pull that off from last week, so minus some from those. It was a bad roll.
Okay. Neither of you know anything about anything called the Ochtrast or the Orbs of Fate.
This will be a really interesting story to hear about while we're walking down the week's worth of stairs.
Right,
Then
that's
it's
what
not a
I'm
week's
saying.
worth of
Then let's
stairs.
go. They can stay up there
Let's
and
go.
be confused if they want.
No, I'm happy to go. I
Okay.
just... All right.
I'm sorry.
You can
Craig,
talk
am I
and
doing
walk
the
at the
thing
same
when I
time.
go too slow and then too fast all of a sudden? I'm doing that thing again, aren't I? Ask your question, lad.
Well,
While we walk
no,
down the stairs.
I'm not sure that I have any... Yeah, we're walking down the stairs.
Walking down the
Okay.
stairs?
We're walking.
Okay, let's head down the stairs.
It's not that I have any specific questions. It was just that sphere seemed so important to you, and the
Is this
No,
light
the-
mapped?
the
I
payoff
can
was
see
so
the whole thing,
anticlimactic.
and I'm trying not to look at it.
What?
Is this supposed to be light
you-
mapped? Because I can see everything.
It is supposed to be light mapped, is it not? It's not light mapped.
There it is.
Ah.
It just wasn't turned on.
I fixed it. I did fix it. I did that while on a lot of legal narcotics and in a lot of pain, apparently. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, you head down the stairs. You find yourself... the stairs sort of go down and then double back. You would guess that you're quite a ways, maybe 50 meters underneath the main temple of Alisar. As far as you could tell. The walls down here are carved stone. They appear to be carved out of the same stone that the disc up above was carved out of. The floor, however, is made from interlocking tiles of stone that are different, but none of the stone is weathered. The floor or the ceiling or the walls, it all appears to be in exceptional condition, given what you guess the age of the temple is. Yeah, I suppose that's all you really need. It's dark down here.
Okay, how long is the descent? Should we have a few minutes of conversation while
Yeah,
Krieg tries to...
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. You've got like probably 3 or 4 minutes to talk on your way down.
So I gather from your lack of information that the artificers know something about Alisar,
Well,
and they anticipated us arriving here somehow.
I suppose they did. There was a note
does
from
that
the
not-
artificers in the thing, and it didn't say much, but we're in the right place. Well, We're in the place they expected us to be, which I assume is the right place. Any way you look at it.
I find that a bit unsettling.
Well,
No, it's okay. We just trust the
if-
people that we've never met that
No,
Harbeck thinks are awesome.
no. If they're the good
Are you
guys, listen. If they're the good guys, then we're in the right place. And if they're the bad guys, then we're in the right place to stop them.
How exactly do you figure that second point?
They expected us to come here. If it's a trap, then we
How
just
else
beat
do
them
you-
when they try to trap us, and then we're good. That's it.
Right.
I can buy them apples.
All right. On completely non sequitur, does anybody remember what Lyric's friend's name was?
Mate.
No, that.
He had a what? You mean the Dragon Kid?
Oh, do you think he meant mate like Australians say mate instead of friend, or do you think he meant mate like his wife?
What's in Australia? Blake, have you totally broken?
My insanity occasionally comes out as metagame.
In character metagame.
The tenderness with which he spoke her name, you could presume that it was mate as in his.
They had
Awesome.
mated.
You said mate in an Australian accent. I just heard friend.
I'm terribly sorry.
He didn't preface it with good day, so therefore,
Am I being? What do you call? Is that? That's not like racist. What is it?
It's racist, but that's okay.
It's one of the more harmless
Well, I'm
forms.
pretty sure that we're like both from European descent. Like we're the same race, kind of. I don't know what's happening anymore. Racist.
Just call it culturally
It's not-
insensitive and let's move on.
Look, the bottom of the stairs.
Woo! We're at the bottom
Oh,
of the
didn't
stairs.
take a week at all.
Back to my original question.
Our 3-minute conversation was. We
Does
just
anybody
can't do it in
remember?
3 minutes.
No,
That's
it's a lady friend, I would guess.
Isn't better.
He said her name was Mate. Come on, let's go.
He said his mate's name was something else.
Mate.
We'll ask her when we see her.
Mate. I'm gonna go
Well,
left.
I was thinking that knowing her name might help us find her, but
I'm gonna
Suppose
follow
you're-
Din.
I will also follow them.
Or be the Wonder Camera will fall. Wait, Harbeck wants to keep up too.
I will let Harbeck be the rear guard.
Oh. Wait. That's where we
Stop.
always put the guy with the tons of armor. That's not good.
Stop.
Yeah, why?
Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Stop.
You go back there.
Stop. Put us back.
Stop.
Just charging into rooms.
Yeah, Din's doing that thing that Din does.
Advancing the plot quicker than normal.
Din,
Someone's got
as
to
you
advance the
step
plot
into
while
that
Bree and
room,
Harbeck are just trying to slow it down.
roll a perception check for me, please.
Uh-oh.
I think I failed a spot check.
Din, you don't hear the very faintly audible clicking sound as you step onto a slightly loose tile.
Woo. Guys, this tile is a little loose. Dee-dee-dee.
Well,
Oh,
and
crap.
then as
Oh,
you stepped off it into that square, there is a flash of blinding white light. Make a
whoa,
reflex save.
crap. Oh, I need to go down here somewhere.
Yep, that won't help you. You are completely dazzled and, stunned by this brilliant flash of white light. And because of that, you don't have the opportunity to call out. So I am going to get one full round of combat before we roll initiative.
There's 4 of them.
Yay!
Uh, 20 and 21 will hit your flat-footed armor class, won't it?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
No worries at all. I should get some better armor. That would be a good thing to buy the next time we're in a town.
Okay. You feel like the very life force is being drained out of you. Take 13 points of damage, and can everybody roll initiative for me? Wait. Can everybody roll initiative for me, please?
Ooh, I waited.
Okay.
Let's put that on the screen. Uh-oh.
Whoa,
That 0 turned into a not 0. Now I'm sad.
that's a high number. Bad things. I hope that is not the number of bad things.
No, that is not the of bad things.
It would be better if it was, because then, by the law of conservation of ninjutsu, they'd be really weak.
I don't think that applies to this particular thing. They are going to continue doing what they were doing.
Which is beating Babs about the head and shoulders.
And they're going to hit you
Sucking
3 more
soul.
times.
Great! I can't wait.
For a total of
Or be the Wonder Camera. Wait.
21 points of damage.
Ouch!
What?
And then
You know
we
what?
get to move on to Brieg's turn.
I really miss our tank.
Brieg,
Do you remember when you used to let me go first?
so everybody in the room, everybody following Din, would have seen the room that Din walked into flash a brilliant white. Like a brilliant white light just blew up in there. It's like the brightness of the sun, and you have to shield your eyes. Then when you look back, you see that there are like 4 white ghostly tendrils trying to pierce Din in the next room over. Brieg, what would you like to do?
Unacceptable.
Stab all the thing.
Stab this one with stabbingness. Yeah, so I'm gonna move up and then I'm gonna attack that.
Okie dokie. Dice vomit! Woohoo! It's been a while.
Oh, I forgot to roll that with the sneak attack damage. So if that hit, I need to roll more dice.
It did not hit.
Okay. Then we will try the offhand one.
Proper dice vomit.
Dice vomit. Oh, what? 2s?
Oh.
2
Hey, that
Wow.
one is caught on the other dice. Can I re-roll it?
I saw that as well. I was like,
That's exactly how these dice work for sure.
that's not how
It
this
should
works.
be a 20. Just
Right, it looks
shake
like
your
a 12,
computer a
so-
little bit.
Just shake the computer? No, let's not do that. Brieg, you tried to do some stabby, and found these things were like nimble and dodging out of the way of your strikes as they float above the ground. I'll give a bit of a description of what they are now. They're 4 like apparitions. They're clearly see-through, not corporeal. And each of them is like hovering 6 inches above the ground. They appear to be wearing some kind of robe, and they're mostly humanoid in appearance, though their fingers are elongated into talons, and they seem to be shooting some kind of tentacle out from some like fold of their robe, from upper sleeve, from inside of their chest, and that tentacles, those tentacles, which are also ghostly apparition-y type things, are jabbing at Din, who appears to be quite under the weather right now.
I am literally not sure that I have ever had a round of combat where I totally missed. Like, I'm kind of befuddled at what just happened.
I don't think you've ever missed either. It was some pretty awful rolling. I'm not going to lie. Harbeck.
Well, I suppose the only thing for Harbeck to do is to barrel into the room. Word chosen on purpose. So he's gonna go push past Brig and pile into the room there. And on his way, grab a flask from his belt and just chug. Like he's chugging this entire flask for all 6 steps as he sprints into the room. And that takes all of his attention, and he's done.
Okay.
Wait, what did you do while you were?
He
Got drunk.
Yeah, he drank.
Oh.
Tabern.
All right, I can see this guy here at the end behind Din.
Yep.
And he is going to get some Eldritch Blast. Do. 13 will miss. An 11 will miss. We have forgotten how to fight.
This is some high quality combat happening. It's possible did we go 2 full sessions without swinging our weapons?
Yeah.
Like,
We just forgot.
I have literally forgotten.
I think you've just forgotten how to do it. Din.
Our dice are stale. We need to get fresh dice.
I don't want to die.
I'm gonna change my
I guess
dice out.
Slashy thing. This guy.
I think I'll switch to my gold dice and see if those work better.
Slashy thing, slashy thing. Slashy thing, slashy thing. Slashy thing.
Okay, you rolled your high number first 2 times.
Yeah. And
Yeah, but not for very many damages.
yeah, I need 2 extra d6, please.
Okay. One at a time?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Wow, those are lovely.
That's a lot. Yeah, so much. And which one were you slashing at?
This one, 2 over my right shoulder.
Over your right shoulder. Okay. Right. Fantastic. It's time for the bad things.
I'm gonna die.
Where are we? 1, 2, 3.
This is why they don't let squishy things in the temple.
Din, does a 15 hit you?
No.
No? Okay, well then I missed you completely.
Okay.
Harbeck, does a 16 hit you?
Yes, 16 is your target.
16 is my target? Yay! As one of its weird, gross, ghostly tentacle things pokes you in the chest, take 10 points of damage.
Woo! What if I spell my 10-0-1 instead of 1-0?
No, that doesn't work, I'm afraid.
I tried to typo it.
Bree.
So I'm gonna take my daggers and kind of shake them, make sure that they're juiced up. I don't know what just
Which
happened.
ends the pointy bit?
We'll try this again. Ready, set, dice vomit. I switched to my gold dice.
Yeah, that worked.
Much better.
And that was against the one, obviously, that you're right next to that's being flanked.
Yeah, the one that is getting.
Okay, as you stick your dagger into it, it unleashes a horrific scream that's like somewhere between a pot or a kettle boiling and a cat participating in something. It's not a pleasant noise, let's put it that way. And it vanishes.
They make the most awful sounds.
They really do.
Straight up. It's terrible.
I use that as a point of reference because one of my neighbors has a cat. I found that out the hard way last night. Bree, what are you going to do with the rest of
with
your
your car?
I'm going to use some move and get in here next to this one and offhand stabby it.
Okay.
Hiya! Man, gold dice for the win.
Yeah, well, you definitely hit it.
Unfortunately, sneak attack only gets to happen once a turn, so
Yeah.
this time I hit for like normal human damage.
As opposed to crazy gnome damage.
Right.
See what I did there. Harbeck.
Harbeck says, "That's the way, lad. Get your heads in the game." And at the sounds of his encouraging words, you all feel bolstered and more effective. Let me push the button for this spell.
How many more effectives do we feel?
1d4 on all of your attacks and saving throws.
Did you just beer bless us?
I absolutely did. I got drunk enough to orate very well, and you feel very blessed.
I think you should
It's
change the
like-
name of that spell.
It's like at a
Beer
wedding.
Okay, and any movement or anything?
Yes, I'm also going to go stand right here and try to absorb some Din doesn't die right now.
Okay. Tabern.
All right. I'm going to move forward to find out what's going on in here. And Eldritch Blast, the same one again.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, is it only 3 creatures, Llama?
It is 3 creatures within 30 feet. Up to
Including
3.
yourself, or?
So nope. It is everyone but me.
Okay. So selfless.
24 to hit.
Yes, we'll hit.
12 damage.
Okay.
Hey, now everybody gets to vomit dice, because bless.
17 to hit.
Yes.
18 damage.
So a total of 30. As you pummel it twice with fists of eldritch energy and push it backwards, it explodes into gooey ectoplasm all over the nearby wall.
Ooh.
Din.
I wonder if that works. Well, I'm going to stab the one that... Oh, nope, it's an Eldritch Blast. I'm not going to stab it. It went away. I'm going to take a step around Harbeck and stab this guy.
Okie dokie.
I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see if it made the magic happen. Did that add 4?
It's
It doesn't
additional
matter
4
because you crit it. Oh, no, you didn't. The 4 is
Okay.
the green part.
Yeah.
So yes, it did add the 4, because that's why it was green.
Okay, good.
Yes. So, stab. Jesus.
That one is that actually?
That one is a legitimate crit.
So
That one
critic-
is it a legitimate crit? It is a
crit.
legitimate crit. Wow. Okay.
Did you roll
Din,
your
when did you learn how to stab things?
When I told her to stab things better!
She's gonna
It
follow the
worked.
instructions.
Right? Doesn't have fancy swords.
I think those
it's
were supposed to be
D6s.
D6s, not D4s.
Look,
whatever.
it doesn't matter. it just. Din slices the ghost into fine sushi. and
That's right, lass.
Stabs all of the things. You've revealed my trap card.
Uh-oh.
Do ghosts get terrified and run away?
No, they don't. But
But apparently you can make them into sushi. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I have eaten kind of a lot of sushi. I like it. Never had ghost sushi. Gonna have to try that out.
Harbeck,
Yes.
you need to roll a attack of opportunity. You get
great.
a free attack as this thing basically wafts through you.
Threw me, gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Okay, and not only did it move through you, it wafted through you. That's
Yeah.
like the worst kind.
Ew. Couple
Did it
ammo.
slime you?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Punch.
Such a pity that you can't kill it in one hit, though.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of damage. That's why I bless everyone but me.
When it reaches the center of all of you, it unleashes an unearthly, horrific shriek as it tears off its robe.
Oh,
And each of you needs to make a reflex.
Ew.
Hey,
is it going to be the
plus
ghost of
1d4 except for me.
yet to come, and it's
Yeah.
going to have like little dead people inside of it? Ugh.
Reflex
This
saves
is a
are the best
reflex,
kind of
like
saves.
vomit reflex save?
This is a reflex save. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Did you add your d4?
Oh, that's not what I meant.
I sure did. That's how I got to 12, even though I rolled a 1.
Nice.
I meant this one.
I didn't roll a d4 on mine.
Hey, we're bad at dex saves.
Yeah, so everybody fails. As
Din
this
got a
thing
20.
tears off its robe, what you see is unnerving to say the least.
Oh, are we still blessed?
It is, yes, you are still blessed. You're blessed for like a minute. Had you not,
I
added
don't think it will matter.
An 11 probably
11.
doesn't do much better.
I don't think an 11 works.
I'm not sure if 14 would have saved me either.
As you recoil in absolute horror as this thing does whatever it does, I'm not even going to tell you what it does because it is too vile and unspeakable. But it does something, and you all take 18 points of damage. Although I believe Brieg has.
Yeah, if it is
uncanny.
yeah.
Thingy.
If it was a dex save that I failed, I only take half damage because I'm roguey.
So you'll only take 9, but everybody else will take 18 as you recoil in horror at whatever this thing does.
Do I have that?
I
don't
have a
that.
reaction to its vileness.
Okay, what's that?
It is...
Dice vomit!
I would save your dice vomit because when it did whatever it did that was unspeakable, it also disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I saved my dice vomit.
Might want to add that level 1 spell back onto your list there.
Yeah. Let me do that.
Okay.
That was gross.
I'd rather not talk
That
about
was
it.
unspeakable.
I have
Did
literally
Dan, are you
had
okay?
No.
I have literally had a god force himself into my brain and shatter it, and this felt more violating.
And let's not. Okay. Right. Din. Just a second while I have a drink. Let me just.
I should never try to heal myself, y'all.
You're so bad at that.
Let me just. Harbeck pushes back another draft. Let me just get my hands warmed up. And.
I am not sure where this is going, but it's making me uncomfortable. I need an adult. Oh, yep. You're as good at this as I am.
I am as good at this as you are.
Oh man.
Like exactly the same number on my D8.
She just got 2 of them.
Yeah. I need a long rest. Can we camp
So-
here for the night?
Then, if I may make
Huh?
a suggestion,
Yeah.
I know that it feels sort of awkward to eat 10 of those berries in one sitting,
Yeah.
but it's a more effective method of healing.
Okay, but we have to sit here for 10 full rounds because they take a long time to eat. They're very chewy.
Well, I think we can give you a minute.
Okay.
So Dinner's going to sit there and slowly force 10 good berries into her mouth.
Each
Yeah.
one enough sustenance for an entire day. Om nom nom.
It's like watching a child eat Brussels sprouts. You know, they're just sitting there with that awful grimace on their face, like, I can't eat another one. Don't make me.
Except I imagine that like the first one tastes really good, and the second one is like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little full, but that they're tasty, and then you just have to like keep forcing them in.
So more like when you try to
Exactly.
mainline an entire
You have
box of
first
fudge
on your
sticks.
plate and you're like, I should not have done this, but you just keep eating it.
Yeah, like well, there's only 2 left. I gotta just finish them now.
Okay. So Dinner's eating 10 good berries and regaining 10 hit points.
So, do you think that the magical sustenance can like figure out how many you've eaten and reduce the calories in each berry, or is each berry just like 2,300 calories, and you just have to.
I just ate
Crap.
10 days worth of food.
Can you imagine what a
60 minutes.
what a 2,300 calorie berry? Like, can you imagine how rich that would have to be?
It's magical, I'm sure. Alright.
And we're like actively adventuring too. It probably has to be more than like 3,000 plus calories to keep up an adventuring day.
Right, to heal all of the cuts and bruises and all the exercise and
Right? Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
magic,
it's
guys.
It's magic.
you're
Stop
magic.
breaking the illusion. Okay.
That was a lot. Whoa. I don't feel good.
Perhaps. Why don't I go scout ahead a bit?
Because you're not good at seeing things.
Yes,
also-
but I'm fairly good at
Just
not being
let
seen.
Harbeck go
and if-
first.
And if they're just standing out in the open like those were, perhaps we can avoid just
They
blundering in
weren't!
on
They
them.
flashy thinged me!
No, they flashy thinged all of us. And I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
No, before. Never mind.
I'm gonna sneak down this hallway.
Okay.
It's really fun role-playing something that all of our characters know, but none of the players do. Like our characters have an inside joke that we don't even know now.
Okay, I snuck down this hallway. Do I see anything in this room?
No.
Okay.
Is that
I'll
because you failed a spot check?
I didn't even roll a spot check. I'll motion back to the party that it looks like it's safe to this point, and then I'll sneak up to this.
Ooh, let's
That's
send
your-
Orby the Wonder Camera.
Go Orby.
Man. I'm very good at sneaking. I'm not very good at rolling.
Which is an integral part of sneaking. I just
Yeah. 16 is still a decent check, but 5s on the dice is not great. Okay. Do I see anything?
I also have to hide because I'm just feeling not well.
only the things that you can see on the map.
Okay. We came from down. I'm going to go and finish looking down, I think.
Okay.
So I'll roll another sneak as I move down this hallway. Ooh, that was much better. Nothing down this way. Ooh. Creepy glowy runes down the other way.
Hey. Where are you?
I went
gonna say-
south.
Tabron looks to the left and is kind of intrigued, like, guys? What's
Brig-
down here?
That
Brig
seems a bit
very
important.
quietly
Can't see
walks
him
up
using
behind you and
Harbeck as a
says,
human shield. Dwarven shield.
I get the sense that room is going to be dangerous.
Then we should probably go that way.
Dangerous. No, I think that's just what we're looking for.
Right, that's why I assume it's going to be dangerous.
That's why I think we should go that way.
Have any of you ever walked into a room with magic runes on the floor and had it not be dangerous?
Have I ever
No.
walked into a room with magic runes on the floor?
That's Harbeck. You actually recognize it's dwarven.
Ooh, what does it say?
You can't make out what it says from here, but you can make out a couple of runes. And one of the runes that you can make out is balance.
These are dwarven
I'm
runes.
gonna.
This is it.
So I'm gonna.
We're here. Harbeck runs forward to read the rest of the runes.
Where
Why
is
would
here?
there be dwarven runes where dwarves aren't welcome?
Brig tries in vain to advise caution.
Okay. You find yourself looking into a large circular style of room. There's what appears to be a big circle of dwarven runes on the ground, which are glowing faintly, carved into the stone.
Is the floor supposed to glow like that?
Probably not.
Let me read.
Then we must be in the right place.
The script is
Tavern's
old,
gonna-
Harvick. Script is old, and the runes aren't immediately recognizable, but it appears that you can recognize some of the runes. There's a rune that says that represents balance, that represents the eternal balance between good and evil and law and chaos, and there's a rune that represents power. There's a rune that represents protection. But it's very hard to decide. You can't actually decipher exactly what it says. It's definitely Dwarven script, but it's just old.
So Harbeck is reading around, and whenever he hits something he recognizes, he mumbles it under his breath. Balance. Power. Protection. I don't get that bit, but this... No, this has to be it. It has to be. Tabarin, is there any magic here, besides whatever's making that glow?
Besides what's making that glow? Well, the glow for sure is. Let's take a look around. So as I walk around the room, Arcana check, just
Do I have any more? I used it, didn't I?
looking things over.
Yeah.
The layout of the circle is definitely magical. You can't glean, obviously, it's not like a detect magic spell, but the layout of the circle obeys all of the rules of like magic circles as far as your training in the arcane arts would tell you.
I think
Now
I'm
very
gonna...
carefully not step on the glowy bits.
Right.
I'm just looking to see if there's a girl in here. Or at least a bird.
Oh, I see a thing.
You see a thing? Is it a girl? Or a bird?
Wait.
Or a girl bird?
Oh,
A bird girl?
Harbeck.
What?
Harbeck is struggling internally. Like, trying to listen to Brig, who he's trying to promote to deity status by worshipping. So he's trying really hard to listen to Brig. But also, there's a round thing past the circle. I don't want to step on the circle, because listen to Brig, but I see a thing.
Here, throw me!
Rugar's not here. There will be no dwarf tossing today.
You could toss me over the glowy bits, and then I can get the thing and bring it back to you. Or the
don't-
magic rope! Let's use the magic rope!
Lass, I don't know that it's stepping on the circle that triggers it if it is a trap. It's probably
We need to...
passing
Shit.
the line that it represents. But
So
What-
we can send the magic
It's
rope.
that has to be.
It's a
We need
decent
to
bet.
figure out what the runes does. What is it protecting something? Is it keeping a
I'm
balance?
prepared
Is
for
it
Wait,
explosive runes.
Brig was going to say something. He said it's a decent bet, and he's usually right when he starts that way.
It's a decent bet that one of us breaking the plane of the runes, if it is a trap, that will trigger it. However, my mage
What if-
hand, or as Din likes to call it, my magic rope, may not.
We're using the magic rope!
But Brig, won't that be
Pulling it out of
dangerous
the pack.
if you're close enough
Ah!
to... And if
Well,
it doesn't
ropey
work...
go.
what if
It will be
I
considerably less dangerous than one of us just walking up there. You have an idea, Tabarin?
I could dispel the runes, but are the runes protecting something? Is it worse to dispel the runes, or are we curious enough to take on whatever effect happens by getting rid of the runes? I could dispel it.
Let's let the party have a bit of a think about it and take a short break. And then when we return, we'll start part 2 of this week's session of Legends of Valcia, and we can see what the party decides to do with the magic circle and the weird glowing pale blue purple coloured sphere things sitting on a pedestal in the center of the weird circular room in this weird underground place. So let's take a quick 3-minute break, refill drink bottles, etc. And when we come back, we can work it out.
All right, see you in 3 minutes.